Welcome to Bel'Shir Vestige. Spawning up in the top left-hand position, the Zerg known as the Iron Zerg from Woongjin Stars. It is Soulkey.
His opponent from EGTL. His name is Hero, spawning as the red Protoss on the bottom right position on Bel'Shir Vestige.
Indeed. So this is another PvZ. I have a feeling it's going to play out a little bit different. Hero, he does like to do timing attacks occasionally, but he loves to do more like, harassment-orientated style and then win in the late game scenario.
In fact, I expect him to see, do some harassment and tech into Stargate play, or go for a heavy Void Rays, and because that's what a lot of Protoss players like to do against Zerg players these days, unless they want to go for a timing attack. Now, DC players head-to-head in Starcraft2, Hero does lead 4-5. The problem is Hero is playing in Hero is playing at OGN, and he's so great at Shinnorim, but whenever he comes to Yongsan, he doesn't do that well.
Yes, well, I really hope that Coach Park has been able to, help him with his, mindset. Hero is definitely one of the more emotional players out there. You can definitely tell how happy he is when he wins, how sad he is when he loses. So, if he can get some more help there, I think that's would help him out so much because he is such a talented player. When he's on his game 100%, it's just so much fun to watch him play. It really is. And we have a standard pool first opening from Soulkey, and it looks like we're going to see a Forge into Nexus from a Liquid Hero, a little bit different from the standard here.
If he's going to go for Forge first, I expect a pylon block. Did we see that? Yes, there is. There's no reason to go for Forge first. After seeing a 14 pull these days, you could get a 16 Nexus, you could do the wall, even on Bel'Shir Vestige, and get the Nexus up, get the cannon up before the Zerglings arrive.
Yes, indeed you can. So now the Forge on its way, almost done here. And we do have that Nexus going down right now, and the cannon will follow shortly afterward. So Hero should be perfectly fine. Zerglings probably won't run into the main base like Jadon's did against Arya, unless he's really sloppy there. And he shouldn't let that happen. He should be alright here. Actually going for the gateway before the cannon, so he is playing a little bit risky here.
Well, he is playing a little bit risky, but the wall is set out in such a way that he could build a one pylon, and it's gonna wall off completely, so he's completely fine. As long as he has a probe over there and he makes the building at the right time. Now, the different thing in this game compared to the previous game is Soulkey, he only made 2 Zerglings, so it's not going to be as devastating as we saw in the previous game where Jaedong snuck in 4 Zerglings and actually sniped up to 3 probes.
I wouldn't say he snuck in. I think Arya left the front door wide open for Jaedong. But yeah, Soulkey definitely focusing on a more economical build. And we have the gateway just about finished up for Hero, and there it goes. Cybernetic score starting immediately after, so very crisp timings from Hero here. He is on his game, getting that Zealot out as well. And with the Nexus finishing up, both players are going to essentially just work hard on their economy.
Yeah, so this map, when I saw some PVCs on here, Sky Toss have been really popular.
Absolutely.
I have to say, yeah.
Been seeing so much Sky Toss here. People just love messing up the Void Rays. I've done that on ladder a few times as well. It's mighty fun. The Zergs aren't happy about it, but that's what you get when you try to go for Roach Busts early on and fail.
Well, it is a fantastic map to do it because there isn't that huge open area that the Zergs want to fight from. They want to use the Vipers to, draw the army away from the main army, but they also want a huge area so that the Hydras can attack the army, the Corruptors can get to the army really quickly. And this map seems like it's perfect to go Sky Toss because of the small chokes here and there. You could take the 3rd base relatively easy, even take a 4th base. It's not a long distance between those two. So, all the PVCs that I've seen so far, when it comes to Kespa special matches, Kespa Pro League matches, it's been Sky Toss.
Yes. And right now we have a Sentry coming out. A Stalker already finished for Hero, getting the Mothership Core and the Warp Gate research. Hasn't revealed what tech path he wants to go down quite yet. No Robo up yet, no Stargate up yet. We should see one of those momentarily. We could even see some type of gateway timing push potentially, because we saw some gateway timings from Huck earlier on today.
Yeah, so quick picture of Jaedong there, and he's taking up to 4 gases right now, but we don't see any additional tech.
Yeah, that's actually really confusing. I would expect to see something by this point, and maybe he's waiting. Maybe he's going for a fast third. Just as I start thinking that, he goes ahead and he gets that fast third. This is actually, I want to almost call it a metagame third. It is incredibly fast, but look at this.
Wow.
The Zerglings scouted almost immediately in Soulkey. He's making 10 Zerglings in already right before this, and now all those Zerglings, I think they're going to force this this Nexus to be canceled here.
He might be forced to cancel the Nexus because of the number of Zerglings.
He's got to cancel it, and he does in time. And this Stalker, it has to be very careful. Hero now, he's going to have to cancel this. His plans are essentially full right now. Look at this double Stargate going up behind this. I think he wanted to get that third base secure before committing to tech. And now, with that crazy amount of Zerglings on the way here, I mean, Soulkey is just in a really solid position. He's got to feel very happy about figuring out what was going on there. But look at that. We have some harassment as well from the Mothership Core, and that's time warp going down. It looks like this Queen is going to get picked off here, so that's going to help Hero out a little bit.
He can even try to go for the second Queen, but no, the Zerglings arrive. So Hero's game plan was to go for fast third, get some sentries out for the force fields to defend against those Zerglings, and also go for the fast Stargate, but the Mothership Core, it needs to run away really close at the last second and gets taken out.
Unfortunately, the time warp ends at the most inopportune time. Stalker getting killed off as well. Hero is not looking so good right now. Definitely not the best position to be in. There's an excellent shot of the Heart of the Swarm Collector's edition. It's not actually that gold. It's more purple. That's just the lighting there. But, you know, Soulkey right now, he has a lot of workers. I think up to 66, 68, around there. 67 right now. 30 lings, and just he can do whatever he wants from here.
Yeah, he could deny the third base for a long time, and I mean, Hero, he got the double Stargate up. He wants to get the Void Rays out to start going for the Sky Toss, but you need 3 base production in order to go for the really strong Sky Toss competition. 2 base just doesn't cut it. Now, Hero does scout the Spire back there, and he also, did he actually see the Hydra Ascent? I don't think so.
I don't think he did. He will probably see the Spire going down. All right, so the Zerglings moving in again here, but there's just too many ground forces now. Uh-oh, the probe there is going to be forced to reveal the Void Rays. Now the Zerglings, they're running back to that third base, but the Zealots, the Sentries, they're going to eventually allow this third base to go online. And now 8 Corruptors as a response to seeing those Void Rays here. I think Soulkey has an idea of how you deal with Protoss Air.
Well, he's getting a lot of Corruptors right now before the critical amount of Void Rays do come out. Now, he is getting the +1 air and ground army at the same time. He also needs to get the Hydras out. Now, the problem is, when I saw Crazy at GSL, he was getting the right unit composition, but he stayed in his base for such a long time. He needs to be active on the map. He needs to be actively taking down those Void Rays when he has the chance to. If he just sits there and allows the Protoss army to go 200-200, Zerg players have no answer. The only answer is constantly attack, and that's what Soulkey was trying to go for, except the recall saves the Void Rays.
All right, so it looks like Hero did a little bit of a misread on Soulkey. I think he expected Mutalisks to come out instead of those Corruptors, so now Hero's in a bit of an awkward position. He can do a little bit of harassment with these Phoenixes and that Oracle. He doesn't have the Void Ray count, though, to really deal with those Corruptors, unfortunately. But now we have Hydras being built. At least the Phoenix will be decent against them. They can lift them up and kill them off pretty fast here. And, Hero got to be really careful there. Revelation on the Corruptors. That's going to be very nice. And he's going to know exactly the movements of those units.
I feel like a lot of people underestimate the Revelation spell.
I don't.
I don't really. If Oracle is made and if you can't do any harassment, just save up energy, use that on the main army. And there was actually something flashing. Okay, there was some attacks actually flashing. I think it was actually Phoenix is trying to go for the Overlords. Not too sure what it was, but just spotted on the minimap.
Back to the Revelation. It's definitely the best thing since Scan, in my opinion anyway. It's such a great spell. And, lots of good harassment here from those Phoenixes, lifting off a lot of those drones, really preventing the Zerg from getting too much gas income here. Now we have an infestation pit on the way here, more Hydras on the way, more Zerglings on the way as well. 6 Stalkers in production from our Woongjin players, from our Liquid player.
He needs to be really defensive here, and the Zerglings getting surrounding the main army, but the Cells are over there also. Now he needs to watch out. The Corruptors are taking down Void Rays one by one.
All right, it looks like the Hydras, they're a little bit out of position there, and with Soulkey's army not completely, together there, I think he could have done a lot more damage. The Phoenixes are coming in here. I think they're not going to be able to do too much damage, really, though. They're just essentially cannon fodder for those Corruptors. Hero, can he hold off these Hydras? He has to be very, very careful with his micro here, but things are looking grim for him.
He needs a Nexus Cannon to save the Nexus, but where is the Mothership Core? Did he actually not make the second one? Did he lose it somewhere? I don't see it anywhere on the map, and Gateway units are not enough against the high DPS Hydras.
Unfortunately, they aren't. Oh my god, so many probes getting killed here. I think this may be it for Liquid Hero. There it is! GG! So, Soulkey just having excellent game sense overall that game.
I have to say, he did have an excellent game sense, but Hero just did not have an answer for the possible Hydra transition that Soulkey might have gone for. You know, when you and I first sat down and talked about Sky Toss in PBC, we talked about that timing when there's massive Hydras and how do we survive that timing. Hero did not have an answer for the Hydras.
Indeed, he did not. Simply, I felt like he got a little bit too far behind after that third base got denied because Hero's tech was so late there, if you think about it.
Oh yeah, his game plan was foiled when he canceled the Nexus. When he took the third base again, it was around 10:30 mark, 4 minutes after he canceled the initial Nexus.
Exactly. All right, guys, the score is currently 3-2 in Woongjin Star's favor over EGTL. And the next matchup is going to be Zero versus Alive. Can Alive bring it to the ace match, or will Zero close it out for Woongjin Stars? Find out after the next commercial.